A Russian rocket carrying a communications satellite has crashed just minutes after liftoff. Luckily, no casualties or damage on the ground are reported. Russia's Federal Space Agency has confirmed that the Proton M burned up in the dense layers of the atmosphere, but it says that some very small fragments could have reached the ground. Now, the rocket launch had started out as planned. You can see here the different stages of a Proton M rocket flight with booster rockets separating it. Now, the failure occurred during the third stage, and mission control lost track of the vehicles. An expert commission has been set up to establish why the launch went so wrong. Let's get more on this from RT's Medina Kochneva, who joins us now. Medina, this is a pretty expensive accident, isn't it?
Yes, it's true. This is quite a pricing accident indeed, as we know that the Proton M rocket was carrying a Russian communication satellite into the orbit, and that particular satellite is estimated to be worth around $28 million. We also know that it is actually Russia's most advanced and most powerful satellite. Now, in terms of what caused the accident, at the moment, Russian Space Agency says that there was an emergency engine shutdown. Moreover, the Mission Control Center also lost track of the vehicle 9 minutes into its flight. Now, that's exactly when the rocket was in the third stage of its launch, and that's when the crash happened. Now, there are so far no reports of damage or casualties resulting from the rocket failure. The rocket itself burned up in the thick layers of the atmosphere. However, experts say that some of its fragments could have fallen between Altai and the Pacific Ocean. Now, all of its fuel also burned up in the atmosphere, including the toxic components that are used to power the Proton M rocket. Now, currently, all upcoming launches from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, which is located in Kazakhstan, have been suspended until they figure out what caused the accident.
RT's Medina Kochneva, giving us a breakdown of what had happened there. Thank you. Right, now let's now take a look at the Proton M carrier rocket's track record. There has been 50 launches since 2001 and 90% have been successful. It's not completely without mishap, though. In December of 2010, a Proton M vehicle fell into the Pacific Ocean after its engines malfunctioned. In August 2011, a satellite missed its target orbit due to a booster fault. And then a year later, 2 telecommunications satellites were lost after an upper stage failure. And last year, a Proton M lost control and exploded just moments after launch. 3 navigation satellites were also lost. Space journalist Stephen Clark thinks the current accident is unlikely to cause any serious damage on the ground.
It's extremely unlikely there will be any casualties. None have been reported up to this point. It's a vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean or the Russian Far East where this debris is likely to have fallen. An abundance of caution, there's always a concern about contamination when rockets use these types of fuels, but most of it is likely to have burned up. We've heard the failure occurred somewhere around 540 seconds or about 9 minutes into the flight. That's during the third stage of the rocket. There are 4 stages on this particular version of the Proton, and it could be a propulsion failure with the engines. It could be a guidance failure. It could be a mechanical failure. We just don't know at this point.